Good morning. How you doing today? Good? That's good. Me? Well, I'm blessed, not stressed. What's today's topic going to be about? Today's topic is going to be found in 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 15 through 16. For so is the will of God, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, as free and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God. Now, when I was reading this, I noticed that cloak was spelt differently, because normally it's spelled C-L-O-A-K, but this is spelled C-L-O-K-E. And when I did some research on it, it actually is a Middle English term that comes from there's another language, it's C-L-O-Q-U-E, meaning to hide or a bell, right? Or like a garment that's used to hide something, right? It's pretty interesting. And seeing all these, especially in the King James Version, there's a lot of old words. And it's important to know the meaning behind each word, right? And each word has a meaning, just as each one of us has a purpose. And each word was specifically chosen to be in this word, right? So it's important to know what the specific purpose is. Now, what do these two verses entail? For so is the will of God, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men. Does that mean with arguments? No. Is that well-doing? I don't think so. For an argument is there to declare a victor, not for there to declare understanding, not for there to be learning. Yes, you may learn afterwards when you think back on it, but during an argument, the only thing that you are learning about is your desire to win and not to lose. For an argument, there is no winner, for all are losers. Because arguments are selfish, while conversations and discussions are edifying for not only the body of Christ, but those outside. Why? Because discussions are held so people can learn. Because people yearn for knowledge, understanding. It's just a part of who we are. We're curious. We're social, right? Now, that with well-doing you may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, as free, and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God. Now, this is basically saying that instead of saying you're good, claiming all these things, you're just naturally doing it because you love God. And because you love others, right? What is the will of the Father? To believe in Jesus, right? And when you put Jesus as your number one, think of it this way. When you're a kid, let's say your role model is a celebrity. And you look at a kid whose role model is a celebrity, and they take after that celebrity. What do you think happens when we have Jesus as our role model? We take after him, right? We're not perfect, no. For anyone who claims they're without sin, truth is not in them, right? And it's important for us to realize that we're not perfect, but there's no excuse to not try to be better. And it's so important that we get that. It's so important that we understand that. So, with well-doing, we are to put to silence the ignorance of foolish men, as free, and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness. And a cloak of maliciousness means to hide your true intentions, hide wrongdoing. Using your liberty, freedom from sin, freedom from condemnation, for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God. And also, false teachers, right? False teachers use their title and their claim to be a pastor and all this other crap to get away with a whole bunch of bad things, covering up their maliciousness like a cloak, using their liberty as a cloak. So, brothers and sisters, what do we need to learn from this? The point here is we are to go about doing the will of God. Our works are not what saves us, but we will naturally begin to do them as we seek him. As we grow closer to him, we will grow closer to others. Not to the world, but through the word.